Quickly take a look at the entire world of commodities, because you do have precious metals right now that are scripting quite the comeback. When you talk about gold, that's also up above that $5,000 an ounce level that it's managed to also reclaim. You do have silver as well trading above $88 an ounce, and it's quite the comeback that we're looking at. But let's talk about whether or not this is sustainable from here on. We are going to be joined by Anuj Gupta, a commodity expert, on the show as well. Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for taking time out and joining us this afternoon, and a very good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
It is a good afternoon for gold and silver, both right now, because, you do have that $5,000 an ounce level that we've managed to see yet again for gold. Do you think that this is likely to continue, this sort of momentum that we've seen?
Yes, definitely, because there is some geopolitical concerns. Again, we have seen between US and Iran. Yesterday, US shot down the Iranian drone in Arabian Sea, so that escalate the geopolitical tension again. And after that, we saw that gold now it's trading about again $5,000, and silver is trading around $90 per ounce. So both are now getting again a momentum towards upside. In last week, we saw a sharp correction in the gold and silver prices, but now we have seen good momentum on a positive note is seen in gold and silver prices due to this geopolitical tension.
Well, absolutely. And let's talk about the key factors as well, the key levers when it comes to gold as well as silver. Of course, the safe haven demand that makes it to the very top of that list right now. You do also have US and Iran tensions helping with that entire safe haven bit of the picture, Mr. Gupta. But what do you think about the entire dip buying picture as well? Because, investors are, of course, betting on gold's long-term story. You do have that $1,000, price wipeout that we saw coming in last week. Do you think that there's a little bit of that also at play right now?
See, the main concern, if we talk about the international market side, that is the geopolitical tension. But if we check the domestic perspective, we have seen there is a trade deal between US and India. And due to this, we are expecting the export of gems and jewelry maybe increase over there. And this is also a positive for the domestic market, because we have seen that almost we are contributing 31% of total exports in the gems and jewelry. And we are expecting, due to this tariff deal, the jewelry segment will escalate from here. Expecting a huge amount of export of the jewelry is there. So the demand of gold and silver may increase due to this tariff, the solution, and expecting the demand of gold and silver, we are expecting increase from here. That's why this is the one of the reason that we have seen a sharp appreciation in the domestic market as well. But yes, in the international market, the geopolitical concern is there, and weakness in the dollar is also there. We have seen a sharp correction in dollar index as it is trading around 96. So it is showing also a negative trend, and that will be a positive for the gold and silver prices.
No, absolutely. And that's something that everybody has been talking about, that entire demand picture as well remaining robust. You do have the World Gold Council. You have a bunch of brokerages that are actually quite bullish when it comes to gold prices on the back of exactly that piece of the puzzle. But, when you talk about the key challenges from here on, there's also dollar strength that we should be talking about. There's also profit booking that's also very much on investors' radar, because you do have that $5,600 an ounce level that we very recently scaled, right? So given all of this input that you have coming in as far as gold is concerned, what is your outlook from here on in terms of what investors should be doing if they're already invested in gold?
Definitely, profit booking might be there, because in last month we saw that gold tested the high of 1,80,000, silver tested the high of 4,20,000. These are very crucial resistance level, as we have seen profit booking on that level. And the FOMO was there, but now the FOMO is completely exit. I'm expecting a fresh demand is there. But yes, definitely nowadays, as margins are heavier, and margin already increased by the domestic exchange and international exchange, so probably the retail investor might be do some little trading kind of thing, and due to the margin they are out of the market. So expecting low volumes, and we are not expecting so much on a appreciation appreciation in the prices. We are expecting a range bound momentum kind of thing in the gold and silver prices. But yes, if there is a geopolitical tension and it will increase, then definitely gold and silver prices may increase from here. But for the shorter time of period, we are expecting a very sideways trend with the positive bias.
No, absolutely. And that positive bias is very much sparkling bright when it comes to gold and silver as well, Mr. Gupta. But you know, what I also wanted to understand is if somebody's invested in ETFs, so they're looking at ETF investments right now, given that there's the entire FOMO piece of the picture, and there's a little bit of bargain hunting right now in terms of this kind of sideways market, these kind of levels as well are quite attractive given the long-term story when it comes to gold and silver. So given all of that, when it comes to somebody who's invested in ETFs or looking forward to it, what is your read on that as well?
See, generally, if we talk about the ETF are basically an investment product. And if somebody invests in ETF, so we are thinking that they can invest. Their perspective is for longer term perspective. So if somebody has a ETF on a higher level, so there is a time where they can go for the averaging on the lower side because it is a long term product, and we are expecting that ETF will give a good return in the long term perspective. So if somebody wants to start investing in ETF, they can do investing from here, and they can also do averaging if somebody has a buying on a higher level.
All right, then, and what is your read when it comes to silver as well? Because, you know, you do have quite the comeback that it's thus far at least managed to script. Do you think that this sort of momentum is likely to sustain for gold's sister metal as well?
See, as I said that we are not expecting so much appreciation in the prices. We are expecting a range-bound momentum. So the view in the silver is the same, and we are expecting that 100 would be a strong resistance for the silver. Currently is trading around $90 per ounce. So we are expecting that silver in the market may be in a very range, in a tight range, and we are not expecting so much appreciation in the price. We are expecting silver may range trade between $70 to $100. So that would be the range for the silver in the coming time. But yes, if it be able to break $100, then we can see a sharp upside momentum in the silver. But the concern is that the higher margin in the silver, because in COMEX and in MCX both are charging a higher margin, so that would be a little skeptical for the traders to invest in silver or to trade in the
Absolutely. And, you know,
silver
Mr.
due to
Gupta,
the higher.
quickly before we let you go, just wanted a very quick word on this as well. When it comes to gold and silver, I understand that you're penciling in a little bit of a sideways trade. When do you see an uptick in terms of the time period, if you could help us out with that?
See, this month we are expecting a range-bound momentum, but
Okay.
yes, after the March or of April, as the festival season will start after the May or June, so we are expecting this Diwali 2026, we are expecting a higher levels in the gold and silver.